Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett, and today we're going to be doing a how-to video for Star Citizen. In this particular video, we're going to get into lowering your crime stat and also taking down comma rays by using hacking keycards. Now, as far as things goes, we are at Grim Hex, and this may be updated as far as the layout of the area. It may be updated in a patch coming, but as for right now, here's the elevator shafts. Basically take them all the way down, and if you go straight out here, make a left, stay with it in this particular doorway, go through it, note the arrow, note the broken monitors, and then here's some hacking keycards. Now, I believe that this is all the hacking keycards within the game at this time, the different varieties. And there is other locations you can buy hacking keycards, except for the big thing to note is you'll be stuck with only one type or maybe 2 or 3 different types, whereas this, I think it has all of the types. Now, as far as things goes, one big thing to note is with the hacking keycards, the higher the price, the better it is, like most other things in video games. But the big thing to note is the higher the price, especially like something like the Reaper, where it is the highest tier you can get, the less reliable it is. I'll show you what that means in a bit. It doesn't mean that you're going to waste money onto it. It just means that you're going to have to babysit it, but it's going to be much quicker. And these are the ones that I'm going to be using. Of course, use what you can afford and note what you have. So as far as things goes, to buy one, just simply go up to it and click buy if you have the funds. So with that, once you do have one in stock, just go to your mobiGlas, go to your third option, your equipment tab, go to utility, and then go down to one of the utility items and then find the hacking key card that you want to play with and just equip it. So from there, I'm going to go to a comma ray to show you what it takes to take one down. So as far as the comma rays, one thing you may notice that every so often you have these comma rays. And if you take a look at the top right here, you'll see what looks like a satellite. Now, what this basically means is that you're in an area that if you do any crime activity, like take out another player, then it will be reported to the overall crime system and you can get a crime stat. So with that one in mind, just me being in this area with the thing up and running, I'm going to get a crime stat. Now fortunately, it's not going to be that bad of a crime stat. We're talking about a level 2 at most, maybe a level 1. But the big thing to note is with a crime stat of a level 3, you're basically dealing with a bounty. So going into here, if we take a look at things, we can see that we have to go through here and then just simply go down. Note that there is no NPCs, there's nothing really stopping you from doing this other than that crime stat. So if we hit 4 real quick, and as you see there, I'm holding the key card if I'm looking down, and what I want to do is just hit insert. And so what happens here is the more reliable you have, the less you have to babysit this. But each one of these blocks, I have to, especially with this particular card, where it's the fastest but the most unreliable one, each one, when it hits this, I'm going to show you in a second or two, there's a pretty good chance that it will ask me to continue. Like so. Now, one thing to note, this can trigger a mission for other players to get this back up and running. So as you see here, once I hit that key, if you take a look around, the bottom left area. That destroys the key card. And what I need to do is simply click dislocate the stuff.
Powering down.
And that takes down all of the ability to see if anyone does a crime in this area. Down completely. So this area becomes fair game for pirates and stuff like that without having really any consequences at all. Now, one thing to note, some people may say, well, can I do this and get away with doing certain missions like Price for Freedom? And the answer to that is no. This may help you from getting a high crime stat, but this being tested out, what we found out is no, it does not stop you from not getting a crime stat. It might be a bug or something like that, but it should be noted that you will definitely get a crime stat.
Flare on.
So now that you have a crime stat, what should you look for? If you open up the general, so if we go to map, and if we hit that, we can get to general or the home page. Well, on your mobile glass, the area that you need to be looking at is right about here, and this will tell you your crime stat level. So you're going to say 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I think there's maybe a 5, but the big thing to note is if it's crime stat level 1 or 2, then you're pretty much fine. You don't have players looking for you. However, if you hit a crime stat level 3 or higher, then you will have a bounty, and people can see where you are pretty much at any given time, and therefore they will hunt you down to collect the bounty, and mostly for the adventure, but they'll go for the bounty itself. So with that one in mind, if you have a crime stat level of 1 or 2, if you are comfortable with it, and if you're in the Port Arthur area, you can go to this particular moon, and you can use this security post. Now, one big thing to note is if someone spawns NPCs to this area by doing a certain mission or triggering a certain mission, then that can make it more difficult, and I would highly recommend just looking around for other security posts. But with that one in mind, if you do have a CS3 or higher, crime stat 3 or level 3 or higher, then I highly recommend going to Microtech, and there is things around here. And since it's so far away from everything, you're going to have a lot of bounty hunters that won't really go after you because you're just too far away. But with that one in mind, the one on Microtech, unlike the one that I'm about to show you, where it has multiple entrances and exits, one on Microtech, it's very much a funnel position. There's only one entrance, and it's a very straightforward path to get to somewhere. There's not multiple ways that someone can go after you, so it's very easy to defend the area, assuming that you're able to get into it and so on. So with that one on, let's jump on into this particular one and show you what happens. And by the way, if you're wondering the ship that I'm flying in, this is the brand new Defender. I highly recommend checking it out. If you get the Merchantman, then this is a ship that comes as a loaner for right now until the Merchantman comes out. Highly recommend it. So as far as that goes, let's go into here and let's just do a quick peek around. I'm not willing to fight any NPCs. They have aimbot, and this is not a proper video for it. So with that, as we can see here, we're pretty much good. There is no NPCs or anything like that. So again, equip your card and make sure you have it in your hand, and then insert it into the location. Now, some areas, the actual place you insert is going to look a little bit different from one area to another, but there will be an area that you insert it. And one big thing to note is the person who inserts the card, it looks at their profile first. So basically, if you got multiple individuals that need to remove their crime stat, and you need to protect given areas, you can just have people throw their cards in, and other people can sit here and do that, do this little song and dance for them while they wait. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned it before, but another way to see if you got a crime stat is note on the top right. You'll see the image. The more full it is, the higher the crime stat is, obviously. So as far as things goes, again, once you hit that, your card is gone. Again, there's no way of getting it back. And as you see here, we got the trespassing thing, and we can go ahead and dismiss this. Now, with that one in mind, we can select from whatever. Honestly, there is no difference between any of these at this time, and I'm not really sure there is going to be any difference. So we're just going to select mental incompetence, just for the heck of it. But again, there's no difference. It's all the same. And that's that. Now at this point you can click log out, but honestly, if you want to just, screw with someone or, whatever, and sometimes people will come by and they're doing the same thing, they might help you out if you do have a crime stat or anything like that. They might actually go and remove that for you. So you can either log out, or you can just go ahead and leave it like I am now. So with that one in mind, if you have any questions, anything else, then feel free to leave that down in the comment section. Also feel free to check out the Patreon links down below and other links down below. Also feel free to check out the Twitch stream. I'm trying to stream more there. But if you got any tips, or if you found that I could do things a little bit better or anything like that, or want me to cover a different topic or a different game, then let me know and I will try to take a look at that. Leave a like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next video. Hope you have a great day.